Good?
Woo. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Dylan and Danielle here, and welcome to our second season of Behind the Studio.
That's right. In this season, we'll be covering different types of photography sessions, and today we are specifically talking about high school and college senior sessions.
Exactly. But before we do that, we are going to hop into a quick little life update. At the time of recording this, Memorial Day weekend just passed, and we thought we were gonna have a really solid work day on Memorial Day.
Yep, be very productive. Like, everyone else is off. It's just me and Dylan in the office, cranking out everything.
Nothing happened.
The internet went out.
The entire day.
It was awful in every way.
Yeah.
Because we had planned to just work all day, so we had no other plans. And so then when this happened, there was no backup.
Yeah. We did get a little bit done. Like, I was able to work on some UI design and things like that where I didn't need the internet. Danielle was able to do some sketches, but man,
And the sketches I threw away because I found an entirely easier way just 10 minutes ago. So.
Well, either way.
Wasted day.
We thought it was going to be way more productive. It wasn't wasted for me. Also, after I cooked a fire dinner that didn't require internet.
Yeah, he did.
So
and I whooped him in darts. I'm just kidding.
That is also true.
We pretty much tied.
Well, you beat me. It was like
3-2. Yeah, I won 3 games. He won 2. So.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a pretty good, chill day.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as productive as we thought it was going to be.
The weekend of Memorial Day was great.
Fire.
Yeah, we went to the Ed Sheeran concert in Atlanta.
And for those of you who don't know, Ed Sheeran is a little bit special to us because that's where I proposed to Danielle on the floor at an Ed Sheeran concert. So that was tight.
Yeah, he was laying on the floor.
Yeah, taking a nap. Nah.
No.
But
yeah, so this was the first time we saw him. I mean, it's the first time he's toured back in the States since 2017. So
yeah, it was a really fun time. We drove to Atlanta on Saturday.
Saw him Saturday night.
And drove back Sunday.
Yep.
It was awesome, actually.
Yeah.
And we went with our friends, which always makes it easier. If you can travel with your friends, do it, because
it's fun.
10 out of 10. Another productive thing that happened on Memorial Day was we did get the entire month of June planned out for us and for Declan, which is a big deal because we got to make sure that our little guy stays active.
Yeah, because if you have kids, summer, what are they going to do? What do they
do? Yeah. Like, what do parents...
And we still have to work.
Yeah. Like, what do parents that have, like, regular jobs do? They still got to send them to daycare?
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't know. Anyway, we signed him up for, like, a bazillion sports camps, so... Yeah. And then we got that free bowling pass.
And it's not a free bowling pass?
Okay, well, the kids bowl free, and then we paid, like, $35 for us to be able to bowl all summer long, so...
Yeah, so we planned all that stuff out, which was really great. And then I'm getting old because my birthday's around the corner, so we did a little bit of... not planning for that. But Danielle did give me an early birthday gift, so that was cool. Got a nice little garden set because I like to have a green thumb, or pretend I do anyway.
You are good. You have a much greener thumb than me. All right, so we are going to, like we said, talk about high school and college senior sessions, and actually later in the show we'll be joined by a special guest. Are we saying who it is, or are we making it like a surprise?
Well, we'll say who it is. We're going to be joined by one of our friends, Gage. He is a college graduate, so he's had high school senior photos taken and college senior photos taken.
So he knows all about it.
Yeah, and we took his high school, and one of our friends took his college graduate photos, which is really cool. So we are going to chat with him a little bit later in the show, so be sure to stick around for that.
Yes. And what we're talking about today, a lot of it actually came from some blogs that we already have written on our website, and those will be linked in our show notes, so you can be sure to check that out after you're done listening to our lovely voices.
So we're going to ask the question is, why should we take senior portraits?
Yeah, why?
What is the point?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, for one thing, it's a huge accomplishment, graduating.
Yeah, it is.
Like, something that you want to remember for the rest of your lives, that you graduated. There's nothing else that would signify that you graduated.
Right.
Like, it's not like you get a diploma or anything.
No, you don't get that.
So, really, the
It's
pictures
like,
is the only physical
you,
thing that you have.
Like, there's not even a ceremony.
I know.
I
know. So really,
celebrate.
I mean,
It's weird.
this huge accomplishment, and it's really just pictures that you get.
Yeah. So, like, you need them, obviously. Did you take senior pictures?
No, I did not take high school senior pictures. And the college senior pictures that I took, if you are someone who I photographed their senior pictures, you've probably already heard this story, but the college senior pictures that me and my friends did take of each other, we were wearing our caps backwards the entire time like doofuses. And so they were just a hot mess and like basically unusable. They come around, every year in May. It comes up in my memories and I share it just for a good laugh. But other than that, they were not useful. But your senior pictures can be useful.
Absolutely.
That's another reason you should take senior portraits, because they could be used for like graduation invitations or announcements.
Family gifts. Grandma always wants some pictures of you.
Oh my gosh, always. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, yours high school senior pictures are still in your grandma's house.
Literally. I graduated high school what feels like forever ago, and boy, them things are plastered on the wall. I'm like, man, Mama, I got some old pictures you could use.
Right?
But I just love these so much.
And I mean, your aunt took them, so they're like, they're special
Mike
too.
Took them, so that was super cool. And that was really fun. I remember taking those, and it was really like a fun day. Like me, Aunt Mike, and Mom went and like spent the whole day just like hanging out, taking them. We probably went to Red Lobster because that's what we do when we were in New Orleans.
Oh, y'all were in New Orleans? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think we took him to City Park or something.
Dang. Did she get a permit?
I don't know. You might not have had to get a permit.
Probably not back then.
Years ago.
Also, she could have just been like, this is my nephew. I'm just taking pictures of him.
Yeah, because she didn't charge us, I'm sure.
Yeah. But that is a good transition into our next point of why you should take senior portraits. You're going to want them in the future, and you're going to want to relive those good old days or share with family members. Like, you're going to have memories like Dylan just brought up about, the day that you took to take them and what happened and what was going on in your life at that time. And same with me too. Like, I just remember like goofing around like with my friends. It's good memories. So that's, another reason.
Yeah. And, like, it's something to, like, I am kind of sentimental, kind of not sentimental, and, like, I don't love pictures of myself, but every time, like you said, May comes around and Facebook's like, hey, remember you graduated? I'm like, man, look how far I've come. I was a sick little boy in high school, and now I'm not. So even just that is just cool to look at and remember of, like, where you started and where you are now.
And they do make you feel good about yourself, which is our next point. You get all dressed up in your best, or like what you're most comfortable in, what you feel prettiest or most handsome in. And I mean, who doesn't love that? Like, get dressed up nice. Even if you don't like to like dress up, even if it's like you just want to wear like jeans and a t-shirt and like Converse or whatever, like you're still capturing like that
your
part of you. Yeah.
Or like if you're super into your truck, like use your truck. Like use these things, which we're going to talk about a little bit now.
But like make it fun. Like make it you. I don't know. I guess there's lots of people that don't.
Capture your personality. And like that's a big part of your senior portraits is, capturing who you are right there in that moment. And like, as we, talk about prepping for these senior portraits and things like that, you're going to want to think and reflect on what is my personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I like books? Are you a nurse? Or are you going to be a nurse, right? Should you have your stethoscope? Are you a sports guy that needs, or a sports lady, that needs, a football, a basketball, track shoes, something like that. Yeah. Like, if Danielle was to take senior portraits today, it would be books and running shoes.
Yeah. Pretty much. Books, running shoes. I feel like there's something else. Sweaters. I would certainly wear a sweater.
No matter the
It's like a bazillion degrees in here right now, and I'm wearing a sweater.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this on YouTube and my cheeks are really red, that's why.
And if you're just listening to it, Danielle's cheeks are red, and that's why.
But so that you're getting into the prepping for senior portraits, which is super important because, I mean, you could just walk up and be like, yo, I'm here. But like, this is a time in your life that like is important. Like you should prep for it, and like prepping your props. Yeah. Like Dylan was saying, is like a really good idea because it's going to capture your personality, what you're into. It'll make it fun, maybe visually interesting even, with champagne. That's always like a fun thing. But yeah, so like Dylan said, like books, stethoscope, champagne.
And even like thinking like a lot of people like to do confetti. And we honestly hate confetti.
No confetti. Like Edna Mode, no capes.
We don't like confetti only because it's just not great for our environment. And a lot of college campuses actually don't allow it.
Yeah, like
even the biodegradable stuff, they're like, nah. Because
they're like,
might be biodegradable, but boy, it still takes a long time to biodegrade. And to decompose. So we prefer champagne, like way over confetti.
I wonder if there's even...
Unless it's easily pick upable confetti.
Right, and I wonder, aren't there like confetti cannon type things like where
that hold on to
it? Yeah, it sprays out but then it stays on, like you just literally just pick it up like.
That sounds real.
I think, didn't Megan have that for her exit? It was like streamer confetti and it stayed attached to the thing.
I don't remember. We'd have to go
I remember that was a little bit of a disaster because there was so much at one time they just got like in a tangled mess, but anyway.
That might have been Tiff and Devin.
No. That was...
They also got...
No, they did Lay's. Because they were going to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we covered, capturing your personality interest in a way of props. And then what's another way that we can...
Our location.
Prep. Yeah.
Our location is going to be, not only what captures your personality, but also, captures...
Like the look and feel that you want.
Yeah.
And like your outfit goes with that too. So like outfits and locations, because like... if you're doing more than one location, you might want to do more than one outfit. You might want to be like, oh, this location, I want to be in like my fancier like dress with my cap and gown. But in this location, I want it to be more casual, and I'm just gonna wear my like Southeastern sweatshirt or
and jeans, so I can jump.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Also, if you think about, do you want to be outside or do you want to be inside? Right? Like, do you want studio graduation photos?
Right. Yeah.
Because side note, if you're doing studio, confetti is for sure a thing because we can vacuum that stuff up.
Yeah, you can totally do confetti in the studio. In our studio.
However,
our studio allows confetti.
But it doesn't allow champagne.
Ooh, yeah.
So, just putting that out there. But, a good thing about the studio is it is climate controlled. So if it's like dumb hot outside, you probably won't be dumb hot inside.
Yeah, and I mentioned being hot in here, but that's because we're recording audio and we don't want fans blowing everywhere.
Right.
It's not normally hot in here.
Right. And you're able to just have a little bit more flexibility with the weather, like as regard to rain and stuff like that.
Who cares if it rains? You're inside.
Exactly. Not a big deal. It's not going to be any problem.
Who cares about mosquitoes? You're
Unless
inside. The
lights go out, that could be problematic.
Well, then you don't want to be traveling in that weather anyway, so... much less chance of needing to reschedule if you do them inside versus outside.
But if you do them outside, something that you are going to want to think of is, are you going to have multiple locations like Danielle said? Are you going to have multiple outfits and things like that? And it's a good idea to prep and plan for that, just because that does cut into your time, right?
Yeah.
So like if you have to travel from point A to point B, that's going to take up some time. And if you have to change 3 times, that's also going to take up some time. So that's something that you really need to keep in mind. What we do love is a lot of times when we photograph seniors, they will know exactly what they want to wear, where they want to wear it, and we just show up and we're like, all right, let's do this. And they've got a plan, we've got a plan, and it just is super smooth. So that's something just really to think about in advance. Yeah. That's going to make your session just go smooth for you and for your photographer.
Yeah. And your photographer can help you with that. Like if you're like, yo, I got these outfits and I'm thinking these locations, what do you think? And like can help whoever can help like come up with a game plan, because we just want you to get like the most bang for your buck. Jinx. But yeah, and so it's important to know, what type of session you want to get, because many photographers, including ourselves, have different options. So you can do like 20-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and those will be like, oh, you get 1 outfit, 1 location, 2 outfits, 2 locations, unlimited, whatever. So like it's important to like be sure that you get the right one. Like if you're like a simple chill gal who just wants, a couple not a couple, but like you just want one outfit, one location, camping gown, not camping gown, stuff like that, maybe 20 minutes for you. But if you're like, yo, I want to show all my personality off, I want to get all these locations, all these outfits, you
probably need a little bit more.
Yeah, you might need a little bit more time. So,
or if you're a guy that's like, look, I'm doing this because my mom wants me to, get you a 20-minute session, knock it out, do it with your truck or your dog
or your like
your fishing poles
or your
like,
rifle, like,
whatever you want. Like have fun with it. Because like we say this all the time. We photograph people that were not at all into taking pictures and then end up loving it. Like, and that usually, when we say that, a lot of times it's the guys that are like, I don't want to do this, but I loved it, right? Yeah. And even like, senior guys that are not into it, but like they bring their guitar and they're like, this was pretty cool. That looks fun. Like that looks good. And it's just something that, you didn't realize would be fun. And that like kind of brings us into our next tip of like trusting your photographer. Like, we're going to have you guys do some things that you might not want to do, you might not like to do, fake laugh, ha 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 ha. Like it sounds so stupid, but trust us, we've been doing this for a while and that's what works.
Yeah. And even if what we initially tell you,
doesn't work,
we're not going to tell you. We're just going to transition into something else that will work.
We will adjust.
Yeah. And we're never going to make fun of you and be like, oh my God, that laugh was horrible.
Right. Because generally we're laughing with you, and trust me, our laugh is
way more obnoxious.
So like have an open mind when you come to these sessions. Yeah. And that's for any session.
Just be like willing to like just go with the flow. Do
have
whatever.
Fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Jump out of your comfort zone. Like that's something that I struggle with a lot that Danielle pushes me to do. Like if I did not, like if I wasn't married to Danielle, I probably wouldn't go to as many concerts just because like that's a lot of people. I don't want to do it. That's outside my comfort zone. But like just trusting her is like allows me to experience things and let them, be fun. Same thing with this, like just trust us or trust your photographer and they're going to let you, have fun.
Yeah. And another thing too, like trust your photographer enough to where you could also feel okay about suggesting like, hey, I also thought about this. Like, I think it would be really cool if like I got some action shots, of me playing baseball or whatever. Like, I'm excited for you to talk to Gage later because that is one of the things that we did with him. But like trusting your photographer enough to be like, hey, like, what do you think about this idea? And like they'll be like, oh yeah, that's great. Or be like, okay, I like that, but like maybe we'll do it this way instead. And like just kind of, trust them enough to be able to be honest with them about like
what you want to do.
Right.
We like to try to make it like collaborative as well. Like, because, we want to capture your personality. So the more you let us in on, the better. Because,
because it's great.
Yeah.
I was thinking too of Randon's session. She graduated in kinesiology, right? And we just were like photographing her taking stuff out of her, like, was it her first aid bag? I forget what she called it. It was basically a first aid bag. And it was just funny. It was fun. Like she would pull one thing out and like react to it and like it just was
tell us like I use this for this or I've got a screwdriver for helmets.
Yeah.
Like,
so like it doesn't have to be just like sitting there smiling.
Right.
So yeah. And speaking of Gage,
he's coming up next.
Yeah, he's coming up next.
So we're going to take a quick ad break to thank our sponsors. And then we're going to be chatting with Gage about his experiences. He'll give us a little bit of tips. And we'll, get to know who the heck Gage is because you guys might not know him. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And we'll see you later.
Looking for a creative partner to capture the magic of your special day? Well, you're already in the right place. Our team at 320 Studio has a full suite of services to make your wedding day unforgettable. From photos that capture every emotion to films that bring your story to life, we've got you covered. But 320 Studio doesn't stop at your wedding day. Our team is here to capture all of life's precious moments. Whether it's a family session, a new baby's arrival, or a high school or college graduation, we're here to help you preserve those memories. Visit us at 320studio.co and start working with your wedding and lifestyle creative team today.
What's up, guys? Welcome back from the break. Shout out to our sponsors, man. They are coming in clutch left and right. But like we said at the top of the episode, we are here with Gage. We are going to chat with him about senior sessions, both high school and college, and just all the things. So Gage, tell us who you are, say what's up to the people, and yeah, let's go.
What's up, everybody? He said my name's Gage. Tell you a little bit about myself. I just graduated from Southeastern Louisiana University with a nursing degree, probably 3 weeks ago. And in 2019, I graduated from Hammond High Magnet School, and I've taken senior sessions for both, so I'm here to talk to y'all about both of those sessions and everything else in between.
And you currently have kind of started your nursing job, like you're in orientation now, as recording this episode. By the time it comes out for you guys to listen to, Wonder's gonna have been nursing for like a minute. Professional nurse for sure.
Yeah.
So like you're super excited about that, or what?
I'm so ready to get started. I'm so excited. Like today was first day orientation. Like we talked about a second ago, it was like 8 hours of policies. It's awful, but I'm excited to like get really started in actual nursing. And I'm in the emergency department, which I've worked there for a year as a nurse tech, and I'm just going up to a nurse, and I know I'm gonna love it. So I'm just really excited to get started and excited to get paid.
Oh, dude, heck yeah. So are you going to be working with the same people that you worked at? Oh, dude, that's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, win-win.
I already know everybody.
So these policies are for sure just super lame because you're like, I kind of already know this stuff. I know all my people. Just let me go.
Exactly, yep.
Oh, man, hate that. But, like, policies are policies. I get it. So, quick question. Like you mentioned, we did your high school portraits, and then somebody else did your college portraits. Tell me why you think that they're important for high school and college graduates.
So I think they're very important because in my opinion, it's a great way, it's no matter if it's your high school or college, to like just put your entire experiences into photos for you to memorize, or for like other people like that are looking at the photos if you post them or put them somewhere, like they can get a glimpse into what your experience was. Like for me, especially with my high school photos that we took, being able to put in, like, I played baseball, if everyone listened didn't know, and we took my photos on the baseball field, and being able to take those photos, really put in like a big picture into a few photos of what my experience was. I think it's very important to just be able to go back and look back and just have almost your entire experience just in a few photos, because like they can mean so much to you in different ways than people can understand.
And they probably mean a lot to like your family. Like I'm sure, I don't know about your mom, but my mom, like I was not super into doing high school photos back in the day, but mom made me do it. And like, man, am I thankful for that. So I'm sure that they mean a lot to like your family as well, right?
Oh yeah, my mom wanted them more than I did. High school and college. I didn't even want to do college, honestly. But she wanted them so much more than me. And today she like shows me pictures every now and then. Look at this picture. She's so big on Facebook. I don't know if you follow her on Facebook, but she posts pictures of me all the time. And
so it's really your Facebook.
Essentially. And I created a Facebook account a few years ago just for her to tag me and everything. Amazing. So I'm tagged. I never posted, but I'm tagged in so much just from her posting pictures of me.
That's so cool. Yeah. Though. Like, I don't know. Like, there's just something about photos, and like you said, just capturing all of your experience. And like I remember like the baseball photos we did of you, like you literally like played, like we were like, all right, I'm gonna throw you the ball, and like Danielle captured you catching it.
Yeah,
I remember that being one of my favorite photos. We used to have it framed here at the studio, but RIP, during Ida, your face took a hit. Let's say.
Yeah, it's a Bible verse now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
now it's in our house. But so obviously, like you said, you think they're very important. So let's talk a little bit about like your experience during your sessions. I know a lot of, specifically guys, which is one of the big reasons I wanted to have you on here. A lot of guys are not into doing senior portraits whatsoever. They think it's going to be lame, it's going to be awkward, it's going to be not fun, right? So tell me a little bit about not just your experience with 320 Studio, but your experience as a whole with both college and high school portraits, and like, you know, were you comfortable? Like you said you liked them, but talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I'll start off with talking about my high school experience with y'all first. I personally loved my high school senior portrait session. As I said earlier, we took them on the baseball field in the dugout, and I was able to use props, like you said, the bat, I had my jersey set up and ready. I had my glove, ball, stuff like that. And it was just a really good experience because I had no idea what I was going to do. I said, I got the field for us. I got the props for us. I was like, all right, y'all tell me what to do. Which is kind of, I look back on, I'm like, I wish I would have prepared more for like ideas of what to do. But like y'all did like an amazing job, like putting me like in the outfield in front of the scoreboard or like in the dugout, like capturing certain things. And y'all brought out some like fancy sun visor thing. I was like, what the crap is this?
Diffuser, yeah.
And I was just like, what do you want me to do? And like y'all directed me like in such good ways. And I was like, and they came out really great. Like y'all really did a great job. And I was amazing how well they turned out. And like, I honestly think like some of those pictures were the best pictures ever taken of me because I don't take pictures often.
Let's go.
And like to this day, like on Group Me, that picture, I think it was the one against the dugout. That was my picture on Group Me for years. I'd never changed it or noticed it until this year. I was like, wait, that was for me in high school. Let me change this. So I put it of me and Madison getting engaged. You know,
that's equally as important.
Yeah.
We'll take
Yeah.
it.
And then my college experience, it wasn't as great, but it's all my fault. It was extremely last minute. When I'm telling you, like, I took them a month before graduation, and the photographer had 3 days notice.
Oh, boy.
That's
so
how,
you didn't prepare nearly as much for your college
I had
one
no
and your
preparation
versus
except
your high school.
outfits.
Man, well, that was the start. So you can you would say you can tell the difference between prepping and not prepping, and not only in like how you felt, but like how it made the experience as a whole.
So much better. Like, the only reason I even got the pictures, again, because my mom wanted them.
Of course.
And they said, oh, don't even worry about finding a photographer. I have a friend who does it. We'll get her. I was like, okay. So they told me when to show up. I showed up right after school, changed in the parking lot, went and took some pictures. But I think the photographer did a really good job with what she had given to her.
Right.
Like a guy who had no clue what he wanted, no ideas, nothing. And 2 days notice, and she got me all the photos back in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so I can get
so you
my
have them for like before graduation and for
my senior announcement, graduation announcements. Yeah, and she did a great job for the time span that was. But yeah, it was a good experience for being so last minute.
Right. Yeah. So you definitely would advise people to like plan ahead.
Yes. My tip would be like to be prepared. Like you need to have themes, ideas, props. I mean, even have like Pinterest boards of pictures you want.
We tell people that all the time.
Yes.
It's just like look at stuff and like we'll even ask, especially brides, of being like, hey, have you seen anything on the internet that you just like? You know, because like a lot of people see things and they like them, but they like don't know why they like them. So if they just show it to us, I could probably be like, oh, well, you like that because, like, if you just showed me a picture of, like, somebody catching a ball, it's like, oh, well, you probably like that because it, you know, encapsulates. Corey, cut that out because I don't even know if that's a word. You probably like that because it shows and expresses, like, that you like baseball, or it shows, you know what I'm saying, you doing what you love. So I can look at it and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to make you do this, this, and this. So, yeah, that is, like, a huge, huge tip is planning ahead and getting ideas and sharing them in advance if you can. Like, you know, you can share those in like day of session, stuff like that. But if you can send them off ahead of time, I think that's also helpful.
Like if you want the most out of your pictures, you want the end result that you love, you need to be prepared and know what you want. You can't just expect the photographer, no matter how good they are, to like encapsulate exactly what you, I can't say it either.
I don't know what that word is.
To get exactly what you want out of it. And it's like, I mean, I give credit to y'all because y'all did such a great job with like me, like, yeah, I'm here. Here's all my props. What do you want me to do?
And like you did a great job letting us tell you what to do. Like a lot of people, you know, will be like, okay, do this. And they're like, but I don't want to. Like, so you did a really great job trusting us to just do what we need to do. So like that is a great example of like you coming prepared, coming to trust us coming prepared and being like, all right, we know what you want. Let's do it. So like, again, I know we said it at the top of the episode with me and Danielle, but trust your photographers, people. They do this for a reason.
Yep. Yep. I can agree.
So tell me a little bit, this could be, you know, general, you know, advice for underclassmen, whether they be in high school or in college. Actually, let's do high school first and then college, right? So, any advice for high school graduates as they are either about to pursue a career or pursue college, or move on, get old, right?
Yeah. So my advice for high school and college are kind of the exact opposite. My advice.
I'm intrigued.
My advice for high school is like prepare for college, prepare for work. Like have a plan in place because you're graduating I graduated 17, 18, 19. Same. I had someone graduate 20. Like be
high
prepared.
School at 20?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like be prepared for like what you want to do. Like have a plan in place. Like have the college you're going to. Like have at least like a year or two ahead of you because you don't want to waste those years. I mean, I understand like if you're going to go enjoy life while you're young, I get that. But at least have a plan in place so you're not just working minimum wage somewhere and like you don't have a really plan with your life.
Right.
You miss out on going to college, you miss out on these scholarships because you wanted to have fun for a little bit. Like establish what you want to do in your life, which is really scary because
dude, yeah, it is. It's a lot. It's a big ask, man.
Yeah, I was 15, 16 saying, all right, I'm going to Southeast for nursing, and I stuck to it. I don't know why, honestly.
Sounds like it was hard.
It was. But like just have a little bit of a plan. Like have, and not just a plan, like multiple plans. If it don't work out, you can do this or this, stuff like that. Now for college, the complete opposite.
Don't plan anything. Wing it.
Enjoy it while it lasts. That's my advice. Because life outside of college, for my limited few amount of weeks that I've been outside of college, it's so much different. You lose touch with friends, you lose opportunities. Most importantly, you lose a lot of time because you're constantly working a full-time job. I mean, I hope you're going to use a degree for a job.
Or even if you're not, you probably, like even if you're not using your degree, you likely got to have a full-time job.
Yeah, you have to work.
Life.
You have to work. You need to live. Unless you can get lucky and get a sugar mama or something. I mean,
right.
But like, enjoy it while it lasts. Because like looking back on my college experience, which like I had like a year cut out because of COVID, which really, am I allowed to say that? I don't know if they.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know YouTube sometimes like take videos off. People say
do
COVID.
They? I don't know. I mean,
we'll see. I guess
it's not like we have a massive audience anyway.
We'll say, oh yeah, COVID. So,
well, now that you've said it twice, I don't know.
So like in between, like it started like the end of my freshman year and went through a lot of my sophomore year. So I was stuck at home for most of that time. But like for my experience, like I'm looking back at it, like I enjoyed so much of it, and I like did my best to enjoy as much of it as I could at all times, even if that sacrificed my grades. Don't recommend that. Don't do what I did. But because like once I got into nursing school and realized how hard it is, I'm like, I have to try super hard. I have to study from 8 a.m., not including classes, 6 p.m. every day to get an A in a class. And then I have 4 other classes as well. So I decided that's not for me. I'm going to go by with B's and maybe a few C's and enjoy my life. So that's what I did. Don't listen to me, kids. But just enjoy it while you can. I'm so happy that I did and wasn't just stuck in my room all day with a lot of my classmates were.
Yeah, like especially like at that age, both college and high school, really, like you're in very pivotal points in your life where things are about to get real and then get realer. Like it's about to get worse. It's about to get worse, right? So, coming out of high school, if you do want to take that gap year, like a lot of people do, make that gap year have a purpose, right? Don't just like waste it, like you said. Like that's just lame, right? Yeah. Yeah. And then, same like you said, like after college, before you transition into like a real adulthood, because like a lot of people think that, and this is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt, but a lot of people think that if you're in college, like that's real adulting, and like it's still not real adulting. Like being an adult is very different than being a student, whether that's high school or college. So like taking those opportunities to, like you said, plan ahead is really going to save some headache and heartache, in my opinion. I agree 100%. Mm-hmm. All right, so one of my last questions for you is, let's do high school first and then college, is tell me, do you have any favorite memories from high school that you're like, man, love this journey? And then same for college.
Yeah. So for my high school, this is going to sound really bad. But one of my favorite memories was the flood. I told you it's going to sound bad. But not for what happened, but what it brought for me. So like I said, I was on the baseball team. And after the flood, we had to spend hours of weeks and months working on the field. And other things, and we volunteered and went to people's houses in Baton Rouge and fixed up houses for weeks just as a baseball team. And like, it's just allowed all of my close friends at the time to just be able to like spend so much quality time together and like get to know each other better. And just, we had a lot of good times, even though no matter how hard the work was, because 100 degrees outside, I'm out there
sweating to death,
scooping grass out of dirt with a little hula hoop little thing. It was so not worth it. But
it sucked, but it was great at the same time.
Things from like having kids choking each other out on the sidelines, coaches wrestling. We had one coach, Coach G is his name. Love that man. He's something. He went and one day, because we got tired of hula hoeing, I don't know what it's called, the grass out of the infield dirt.
I don't even know the device you're explaining.
So like, you know a garden hoe, right?
Right.
But instead of just like one piece of metal, it's like a hoop like this.
Uh-huh.
And it's connected to like a wooden rod like this. So when you put it down, the bottom of the hoop goes under the dirt, and you push it, and it digs the grass up.
Oh, it's like a root puller.
Sure.
I think that.
Yeah, we called it a hula hoe.
I'm not sure if that's a technical term, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I do prefer that term. Hula hoe sounds much funnier than a root picker.
Oh, also, our coach decided to move home plate back like 15 feet after the flood, since we're already working on the field. We had free labor,
I see.
so we had to do a lot more grass. And after doing the grass for a while, our coach was like, I have a better idea. Coach G showed up the next day with a flamethrower.
Oh, let's go.
And started flamethrowing the entire infield. And it worked a little bit. And he said, you know what? Y'all continue doing that. I'm going to go down the warning track, which is like 10 feet of dirt between the entire field line and the fence to like warn fielders when they get close to the fence, they don't run smack into it. And when he was doing that, he caught the fence on fire.
Oh my gosh.
And that was one of my greatest experiences in high school. Just that, and like, because Coach G, I think he's 80. Yeah.
Dang,
so
and he's rocking a flamethrower.
Yes.
Let's go.
And
that sounds like
a
movie, if I ever did hear one. This is this old cat coming in with a flamethrower. It's like, all right, boys, we're going to take care of this field. And then catches it on fire. So, like, the fire, did you have to call 911?
Oh, no. I mean,
it was contained?
I don't know how he did it. It was a metal fence.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Yeah, and he caught, I think there was like a wood post behind it. He caught that on fire, and then like the grass farm was getting on fire. We all ran over there and were like stomping it out.
Oh, God.
So like it stopped the fire. We didn't have to call nobody. And then another experience, Coach G had a great idea. Our foul pole fell over. He just tied a rope around it and pulled it with his truck. And we were all underneath it, right? The metal foul pole. That's dangerous.
The 800-pound pole.
Yes. Trying to get it back in the hole. It wasn't even in the hole. Trying to get back in the... Yeah, it was rough.
It sounds like a liability, if you ask me.
Yeah. It was fun.
Aren't all the dangerous things fun, though? Like, I mean, this is kind of how it is.
Yeah.
Like, I try to keep Declan from not doing dangerous things, but, like, I know he's going to have fun doing them.
You gotta experience it a little bit, you know.
So did you also burn things down in college, or was that a less?
College is more of a relaxed thing, I'll say.
Is it more relaxed memories?
Yeah. No fires. I will say for my college, I kind of have to say this because I would be a terrible fiance if I didn't. my favorite memory is proposing and being engaged, because that was pretty cool. Now let's get to the fun stuff, right? I was a part of the BCM at Southeastern, which is the Baptist Collegiate Ministry, which is just like a place for believers to come and fellowship, just hang out, have fun, grow together, and evangelize on campus as well. And they have so many different things throughout the week that I went to a lot whenever I could, because I was busy with school. And I just had a lot of fun and a lot of memories. I met some of my closest friends to this day, like from there. And I'm so glad I went there. That's where a lot of my good memories came from.
Like, those are friends you're going to have probably like forever and ever. Yeah. That's incredible. That's something too that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to college and high school. But like the friendships you forge in those places literally can last like a lifetime. So like, you know, random, possibly parent advice, but like surround yourself by like the right people.
Yeah. I can agree to that, because in high school, I wouldn't say I was surrounded by bad people, but they weren't like great people, and they weren't believers for sure. And today I'm friends, like out of my close friends, I'm friends with maybe one or two of them still. But I know for sure with my college friends that I'm going to be friends with them for the rest of my life. And it's just so much different surrounding yourself with like, because they weren't bad people, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a saying where like you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. So like think about, the person you want to be, and then think about who you need to surround yourself with in order to become that person. So like, if you're hanging around with crazy hoodlums, I mean, you probably gonna be a crazy hoodlum. You know what I'm saying?
I was one of the lucky ones that
got out of the hoodlumism.
that hung around them, but wasn't a hoodlum. Like I'd be the kid that
I don't know, man. You just told me that you just catching things on fire. That sounds like hoodlum stuff.
I'd do that, but like not anything worse than that. Like I was the kid going to all the parties, so the prom after parties, but like the only one that wasn't drinking.
Right.
Like the one that was just there to hang out. So.
So kids, if you learned anything, start fires.
Yes.
And I'm just kidding. Don't start fires, guys.
It's fine. You should do it. You should do it.
Only you can prevent forest fires. All right, Gage, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I know you are a busy nurse and had work today, so I definitely appreciate you coming out here and telling us about your experiences with the portraits that you were taking. I'm excited to see, you grow. Like, I mean, we're a couple years apart. How old are you?
21.
Oh yeah, we're quite a few years apart. So it's really cool to see like you growing from, high school graduate to college graduate to then now almost husband. I mean, you're a fiance, but soon to be husband. Like, I'm excited to see your growth. You're phenomenal. And like I said, I truly do appreciate you chatting with us today. And guys, if you want to see Gage's senior portraits, you can check the link in the show notes. Those will be fun. The ones that we took. We don't have pictures of the other ones.
Go look at them. They're fire.
So check those out. And if you are looking for any of the links that me and Danielle talked about, those will also be in the show notes. So thank you guys for listening and watching. And we'll see you later.
Bye.